A quiet rumor can sometimes shake an entire city. And tonight, Chicago feels like it's holding its breath. They say a single lineup decision can reveal the future before it arrives. And if the whispers are true, the Cubs may be preparing for a season that looks nothing like the one we just witnessed. At the center of it all stands one man, Seiya Suzuki. Not just a right fielder. Not just a star, but a symbol of a team trying to rediscover its identity. Yet the story doesn't start with him. It starts with confusion, an unexpected shift in the wind. A young catcher, full of promise, may no longer be wearing the gear they thought he would. And that's where everything begins to twist. In baseball, positions aren't just places on the field. They're power, their trust, their destiny. So when the Cubs hinted that their talented young catcher might be moved into the designated hitter spot, fans didn't just react, they erupted. Because the moment you hear that, you start reading between the lines. If he's the DH, then who's calling the game? Who's controlling the innings? Who's managing the storm from behind the plate? The Cubs know the truth before anyone else. Timing is everything. And timing is exactly why Seiya Suzuki's name is now echoing through every conversation. Last season, he didn't just improve, he evolved. He became sharper, stronger, more complete. A player who once struggled through slumps now began defining games with his bat, and rewriting them with his glove. But now, the real question burns. Is Suzuki returning to right field permanently? And if so, why now? Because when a team shifts one piece, others fall into place. And this move, this subtle adjustment, reveals a deeper strategy, like a message hidden behind the curtain. Imagine the roar of Wrigley Field on opening day. The crisp crack of the bat. The outfield grass glowing under the early season sun. Now imagine Suzuki jogging out to right field again, as if reclaiming a throne he had temporarily stepped away from. You can feel it, can't you? The energy, the anticipation, the sense that something bigger is happening beneath the surface. But it isn't just about him. It's about the team's next era, the one they're trying to build, brick by brick, inning by inning. Catching, in Chicago, has always carried weight. It's the anchor position, the trust position. You don't hand it away lightly. So when a young catcher, talented but unproven, gets moved to DH, experts know exactly what it implies. The Cubs aren't ready to hand him the keys. Not yet, not with so much at stake. And that's where the tension tightens. Because every player, every fan, and every commentator knows. DH isn't just a role. It's a message. A message that says, we believe in your bat, but the rest. Not yet. The Cubs aren't just shifting a catcher. They're shifting their future. And Seiya Suzuki, he's the steady force they're building around, whether they admit it openly or hide it behind cautious phrases. He's matured. He's endured the pressure. He's heard every doubt, every question, every whispered critique. And yet, here he is, returning to the outfield, stronger, sharper, ready. It feels almost poetic. A player once doubted now becoming the anchor others rotate around. Baseball loves stories like that. But the drama doesn't end with the defensive alignment. No, this is Chicago. Nothing ends quietly here. Fans begin connecting dots. If Suzuki is locked in right field, then who's patrolling left? Who's holding down center? Who's stepping up at first, at third, on the mound? Because every move is a domino. And this domino suggests a lineup that no one expected in November. A lineup that could tear open the season with a burst of power, or collapse under the weight of its own ambition. That's the beauty of baseball. The uncertainty, the risk, the possibility that one decision today shapes 1,000 moments tomorrow. So the Cubs prepare. They adjust. They shift their pieces across the board like a chess master planning 5 moves ahead. And through it all, Seiya Suzuki stands in the center, quiet, composed, determined. He isn't loud. He isn't theatrical. But sometimes the most dangerous players are the ones who make the least noise. His glove in right field gives stability. His bat gives fear. His presence gives hope. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the Cubs are building around. Because championship teams aren't created through luck. They're built through trust. Through decisions that don't always make sense in the moment but reveal their brilliance months later. As spring approaches, the truth will become clear. The catcher's role, the DH decision, the defensive puzzle. But right now, this moment, this rumor, this shift, this quiet revelation, is the spark before the fire. The breath before the roar. Wrigley Field is waiting. Chicago is waiting. And deep down, every fan knows. A storm is coming. And Seiya Suzuki might just be the one leading it. When he steps onto that field next season, right field, under the bright lights, with the flag whipping above the scoreboard, one thing will be certain. This isn't just a positional change. It's a declaration. A declaration that the Cubs are done hesitating. Done waiting. Done hoping for something to change. They're making the change. And sometimes, the biggest shifts begin with the smallest moves. The season ahead may rewrite everything we know. And when history looks back, it might remember this moment, the moment it all quietly began. In Chicago, nothing is ever small. Nothing is ever simple. And nothing, absolutely nothing, happens without purpose. So as the city waits, as the tension builds, as the whispers keep rising, one thing feels inevitable. Seiya Suzuki isn't just returning to right field. He's stepping into a destiny the Cubs have been crafting in silence. A new era is coming. And its first footstep echoes right here.